Good morning, Dr. Herbert. Good morning on Periscope. How are you? Thank you all for joining on the replay. Those of you who are catching the replay, good morning. To those of you who are catching me live, you guys see in the title, the importance of a great environment when creating a salon business and lifestyle that you love. And guys, this is one that many times I think we take it for granted, but it's also a trigger sometimes to whether or not we're pushing forward on our goals and our dreams, whether we're smashing it and actually getting it done. Our environment makes a huge difference. Let me see if I can actually share this on my Facebook really quick, and then we'll get moving forward. While I'm waiting, I'm going to do a quick introduction for you guys. Just kind of let those of you who've never joined me before, you've never had an opportunity to be on one of my live broadcasts, to give you an opportunity to kind of get to know me a little bit. And while you're joining in, if you would do the same for me, I'd love to know who you are, what space you rock out in in the salon industry as a hairstylist or a salon owner, and what city you're coming in from on this morning. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. It's Wednesday, the middle of the week. I'm really in a great place because certain days used to mean certain things for me as it related to my business, and the more time freedom I create in my life and business, the days don't matter nearly as much anymore, especially because I'm doing what I really want many of you to operate in, and that's create a business and a lifestyle that you love. So I'm Tanya Wilson-Cherry, beauty business consultant and certified life coach. I operate from a transformational space. So I help hairstylists and salon owners create amazing brands, right? To gain clarity, learn systems that allow them to position themselves so that they can meet their perfect people and profit, right? All while creating a lifestyle that they love. I've been in the industry for 24 plus years, and as a licensed cosmetologist, and 10 years as a former salon owner. I'm just amazed at one. I want to say thank you to all of you who come on, who I've had an opportunity to work with. I was kind of like just actually the thought just dropped in my head. The clients that I've had in so many different states and other countries even, and the internet has been amazing. Hint, hint. Giving me an opportunity to really enlarge my territory as far as who I'm able to reach. And so for those of you who aren't using the internet, why? It's, and I know sometimes, especially if you have a brick and mortar, you may feel that I'm not trying to reach all of those people who are on the internet, but even your clients in your local community, they're online, guys. I actually went to a restaurant either last week or early this week, and when I Googled them and I clicked website, it actually took me to their Facebook page. So it's kind of a fairly new business. Maybe they're in the process of building a website. I hope so, because not everybody is on Facebook or even logged into their account. So that could be something that causes a customer to say never mind, because they would have to log into Facebook in order to get the information. But that's just to show you guys that the internet is powerful. It's allowed me to operate in many states: Arizona, Tennessee, Florida, different areas of Georgia, Scotland, Maryland, Virginia, just clients in so many places, Alabama, Texas. I just feel really, really blessed, and I want you guys to take advantage of this opportunity that we have in this technology-based age. And so if there are some things that you need to do different, that you need to maximize in your business to become relevant for today's times, put that on your list, right, for this last quarter of the year, to learn the strategies and systems that you need in order to make that happen and increase your business. And so that's actually one of the things I help my clients to do. We talk about branding. It's not websites and graphics and things of that nature before it is figuring out who you are as a brand and who your ideal customers are, and then creating strategies to be able to attract those customers so that you can profit on a greater level. And that's what I help my clients do, so that they can grow and build businesses that they love and not ones that they are frustrated by. So you guys see in the title on this morning, I have the importance of a great environment when you're creating a salon business and lifestyle you love. So first of all, I had a frustrating conversation earlier this morning, right? Almost to the point where I was battling in my mind, going back and forth about whether or not I was going to come on and do the broadcast. And I wrote this title down actually the other day, but isn't it it's so perfect for today, because creating the type of environment that is conducive for you to really build a great business and lifestyle that you love is also about creating boundaries. And if you come on with me, somebody put boundaries in the comments. So one of the ways that your environment is or can be affected is even by the conversations that you have. That's actually a really huge way. And so if you have a situation that's uncomfortable, or, I think everybody has a family member who may be difficult, that, you just can't like completely cut them off. You can fall back though. Trust me, you can fall back, but that you can't like fully, completely cut off. You have to set boundaries about when and where you will allow yourself to even be in conversation with, certain people, or deal with certain situations. Because what happens is the very thing that almost happened to me this morning, where I couldn't. I like to be in a good space when I come on. I like for my energy to be good, and because we build how we feel, and we are attracting people into our lives all the time based on how we feel. So I'm real particular about that. And so I did take time, to pray and reshift and rethink, so that I wouldn't allow, the uncomfortable conversation that I had to distract me from my why, right? And this is another thing, guys. If you don't have a why that's strong enough, everything that you face, everything that you go through, any, setback or moment of adversity will throw you off of your flow when you haven't figured out your why, when your vision is not clear, right? A clear vision is a picture of where it is you'd like to be, aligned with strategies and plans that are going to get you there. And if you face difficult situations, but you have a clear vision, you can always redirect, right? You can always have the conversation with yourself and say why it's important for you to push past those emotions you may be feeling from, the adversity or the uncomfortable conversations, and go ahead and do what you know is necessary, simply because you're clear on where it is that you're heading, and you know that uncomfortable situations, conversations, and adversity are only distractions. They're only distractions. And so you have to have an environment that you've created, right, that allows you to process properly what you actually should be doing, regardless of, what it is that you may have going on, or a situation that may have come up. If you're clear on your vision, guys, you can reshift. And one of the things I do is I give my clients tools that allow them to reshift, because we all know that life happens, right? Yeah, put a 1 in the comments if you know life happens. And many of you have not moved forward in your business, in the next level things that you want to do, because life continuously is happening to you, and your environment isn't conducive for creating the business and lifestyle that you love. So especially in today's times with technology and things of that nature, we have options everywhere, right? Maybe you are attempting to get your health right? For this last quarter, you're going to rock out, as far as your health is concerned. One of the things that you're going to have to do is prepare the environment for that, meaning you would have to go to the store and go ahead and buy the healthy items and have them available to you, so that you're not trying to battle in your head with whether or not you're going to eat the chips or whatever those things are that aren't conducive to the lifestyle that you desire. So you have to prepare the environment. As an entrepreneur, You have to create a space. One of the things that is so relevant in our industry not relevant, so present in our industry is many stylists and salon owners working in the business more than they work on the business. One of the things I teach in one of my courses, several of my courses, hey Natasha, darling, how are you? Is to go ahead and create a work environment. So create a space in your home where your laptop is already set up, your lists are set up, the things that you need to do to work on your business. If your marketing plan is there, your journals, whatever the things are that you need in order to move forward, make sure that you create that environment where those things are already there. And I know that may seem small, but a lot of times, and I read this book, it's called the 5-second rule, about how our brain really has about 5 seconds, right, to go ahead and do whatever it is that we said we're going to do before it just kind of shuts down on that particular activity. And if you already have created the environment where the items that you need are there so that when you're ready to work, you're not fighting during that 5 seconds, you're actually sitting down and preparing, you're creating an environment that allows you to create the business and lifestyle that you love. And so you have to minimize distractions in your life. Now, many of you know what your big distractions are in your life. Some of them are people, places, or things, right? It could be the TV, it could be a toxic individual, right? Whatever your distractions are, you have to, one, be aware of them and then minimize those distractions. Go ahead in advance and create the boundaries. Like, this is what I'm going to do if I'm faced with this situation. See, because a lot of times before we ever make action or take action on anything, it comes from a decision, right? So you have to go ahead and decide about those things that are triggers or distractions in your life that are, that slow you down, slow up your progress, or throw you off your flow. You got to go ahead and make up in your mind how you're going to handle those situations when they arise. You guys get that? Hey, Natasha, how are you? For some of you, it may be TV, right? You got to go ahead and it's really about making a commitment in advance so that when you're faced with distractions or things that aren't conducive for creating the business and lifestyle that you love, you've already made the commitment before you're even faced with them. So for me, there are some boundaries that I've created in my life. There are some there are some standards that I just live by. So it's not like when I'm faced with certain opportunities that aren't conducive to me growing, I'm not battling in my mind because I've made a decision before those things even happen that this is how I'm going to handle this situation, or if this happens, or even if my thought process is wrong, if my thinking is off, I've created what helps me in those situations. And those are my affirmations. So I already know if I get thoughts of, I can't do it, it's not going to work, I'm overwhelmed, I already have things that I consistently say to myself over and over and over again to defeat those thoughts, right? And when I use them as far as creating an environment, I have my affirmations everywhere, right? I have things like creating clients is easy, right? Attracting clients is easy. I attract amazing clients every single day who find value in what I do. So that's, I use my affirmations for whenever that low thinking or those low thoughts arise. I keep some in my wallet, in my car, right? That's because I'm creating an environment that will allow me to grow the business and lifestyle I love. So when I don't feel like doing the things that I know are necessary, if I see one of those cards, it's a reminder for me of what it is that's necessary, what I really desire, right? Because many of you desire something at the next level, which means you're simply going to have to do something different on the level that you're actually on. And much of it is going to be your environment, guys. Creating an environment that's conducive for creating the business and lifestyle that you love is important. Your brain reacts to your surroundings. Your brain reacts to your surroundings. So if you're hearing limiting conversations on a regular basis. If you're hearing that's not possible, you're doing too much, it doesn't take all that, that will never work. If you're hearing that stuff all the time in the atmosphere, right, your brain begins to react to those things. One of the things that I consistently do every single day, well, one, I read all the time, but when I'm working on the computer, I'm either listening to an Audible book or I may have YouTube on my television with some type of inspiration or something, even mindset or something that's conducive to where it is that I want to head. I create the environment that's needed, for my next level. We're a product of our personal environment. Did you guys know that? We're simply a product of our personal environment. So if our personal environment is not conducive to the lifestyle that we desire to create, it makes it more difficult. It's one of those things that causes us to take 5, 10, and 15 years to create something that should have been done in 3 years, right? Our environment affects that greatly. And we're not always in a position where our environment is, overly peaceful or, where we can actually flow and operate in. And that's when we take full responsibility to create it. Or either you invest to be in an environment that's going to allow you to get it done. Because that accountability, the support that you can get from someone, something that you invest in, is going to give you the time and the space that you need to get it done. So sometimes when we don't have it, we have to go and invest in order to be in spaces where people are talking about things on the next level, where our dreams don't seem outrageous or outlandish, where we're inspired or empowered to continuously work on those things that we know are going to get us to the next level. Whether it's research for you, whether it's creating a strategy, working on your marketing plan, whatever your thing is that you need to do in this last quarter, your environment is going to affect it deeply, deeply. Who you're listening to on a regular basis is going to be a major aspect of whether or not you get it done. What you're hearing, what you're facing. So remember I said we have options everywhere, right? And so we have to make commitments in advance. This is how I'm responding to these types of situations. Whether it's you have to tell yourself, okay, this month I can't do all the girlfriend stuff because I got to grind and I got to prepare and begin to set my sights on 2019 so that my 2019 doesn't look like 2015, 16, 17, 18, so that it's not continuously repeating itself. And so oftentimes we take environment for granted because once we get home from work, that's just our normal thing. But even the environment creates an energy that either allows you to, continuously build on your business or it doesn't. And guys, you build how you feel. You build how you feel. So if you're not at peace, hey, I don't even feel like doing that. You guys get that? If you're not in a peaceful environment, it's easy to say, I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes next week, and next week becomes next month, and next month becomes next year. And then all the years start looking the same with dreams and goals, only on paper and not fully manifesting. So guys, your environment is important. Your personal environment triggers your behavior. Remember I shared with you guys this morning that I had a frustrating conversation to the point where I almost didn't feel like coming on. But because I've created an environment that allows me to build, my affirmations were everywhere, because I know my why, there's this normal conversation going on in my head that I've already created through my declarations and affirmations that come up in my mind whenever my mind is telling me to do something other than what's going to help me take my business to the next level, or whatever it is that I've committed to doing, even the things that you commit to for yourself. And so much of the environment is created through your commitment that you make before any extra stuff comes. So if you've already made a commitment, right, to your next level, then TV is not going to be so much of an issue for you because you've already created that standard or that boundary in your mind and in your heart prior to when you come home, right? Create a space that you already designed, that this is where my laptop, the things that I need are, and everything that I need is in place so that I can go ahead and work before that 5 seconds rolls around and tells me to do otherwise, or to do it tomorrow, or to do it later. The only time that what happens is when you gain vision clarity, and I'm going to be teaching heavily on vision clarity at my Maximize Live event, which is actually this month, October the 21st in Raleigh, North Carolina, for salon owners. Many salon owners, it's not because they just are clueless about what to do. Most oftentimes, it's because they haven't gotten clear on their vision, right? And some of the clarity comes from their belief that it's actually possible for them. So I'm going to be talking about mindset shifts and vision clarity, and then giving salon owners strategies to create a salon business they love, attract great staff, and also when we talk about vision clarity, it's going to help them be able to see an exit strategy. Like whenever they are ready to come from behind the chair, their vision is going to be so clear that all of the actions and strategies that they're going to be working on are conducively getting them there. And once they get clear, they're able to begin seeing the results to where they're heading. So we're going to be talking about vision clarity for those of you who are salon owners and you really want more. This is for highly driven salon owners who really want to do it different, right? They really don't want ordinary anymore. They want work-life harmony, right? Where they're not necessarily working 10, 12 hours behind the chair, where they've created an amazing staff and their business is really doing what they opened their business to do in the first place. You can go to renewfullcircle.com/maximize, renewfullcircle.com/maximize. I love to have you to join us in the room. We're going to have an amazing time. When you leave, your life will never be the same. And I can guarantee that because what happens is called like paradigm shifts. So paradigms are what we believe, right? And what we believe is always what has us in the space that we're in now. It's our beliefs. It's nothing else, because we believe and take action based on what, we take action based on what we believe. And so for those of you joining, one of the small segments that I'm going to do is a mindset segment where we talk about expansion and expanding your vision and allowing you to actually walk in that space in your mind. And that's going to help you to make paradigm shifts. Most of us, okay, let's say this, creating $1 billion would seem impossible to us who've never created $1 billion, right? But to someone who has done it and who understands how to do it, they don't find it difficult. They probably create billions over and over and over again, the same for $1 million or 6 figures or whatever it is. If you've not gotten to that level, it may seem impossible to you because you haven't done it. But with the right understanding, it now becomes possible, right? And that's how we shift and we actually go ahead and take the right actions to do that. So for those of you in and around or planes, trains, automobiles, salon owners who really want more, join me, Raleigh, North Carolina, October the 21st, renewfullcircle.com. Many of you need a new sound. That's what you really need. You need a new sound and a new voice in your ear gate and in your heart gate that's going to help you shift and really align fully with what you really opened your salon business for in the first place. Because we get in these routines, right? And we end up creating these jobs for ourselves instead of creating the business that we actually love. So I'm going to help salon owners really shift their perspective and then give them strategies to help them attract and build an amazing team that's going to allow them more time freedom, more time for self-care, time for their family, and to walk into an establishment that they love and not one that they're overwhelmed by. You guys get that? So on today, your environment is so important. Vision, having your vision really clear is a huge part of how your environment will be created. Because once you're clear on your vision, things start to move out of the way, right, that don't belong. You begin to, I taught this segment years ago called decluttering. You begin to declutter your life, and clutter is anything, person, place, or thing that no longer serves where you are now or where it is you desire to go. And so once you're clear on where it is that you desire to go, you can begin eliminating the things that aren't going to get you there, right? It makes for an easier flow when you're creating the salon business and lifestyle you love. So guys, your environment is super important. Don't take it for granted. If you're not necessarily in a peaceful environment, you have to create that, right? While you're changing, you have to create it. You guys have a super amazing day. Don't forget your environment. It's really important if you're looking to create something amazing. We have plenty of options everywhere, and if we haven't created the boundaries and the standards before those opportunities or options even get to us, the option to watch TV, right? As opposed to maybe dedicating more time to work on your business and not in your business. You guys have a super amazing day. Peace.